Picture this. You sit down to work, open your laptop, and 3 minutes later you are in a rabbit hole of tabs, notifications, and half-formed intentions. You feel the familiar tug, your attention fragmenting into 100 small demands, and you tell yourself you will start in a minute. That minute never comes. This is not laziness. It's a predictable brain pattern. Novelty-seeking circuits outrun your planning circuits, and without a reliable micro-skill, the brain chooses distraction because it's easier in the moment. The good news is radical. A single deliberate pause applied in the right way can flip that entire dynamic. Today, I'll teach you a compact, science-backed framework called the Pause Prime Protect Loop. A 1-second pause that resets your nervous system, a short priming ritual that defines the target, and a simple protection barrier that keeps automatic distractions at bay. Use this sequence and you'll convert the chaotic energy of startup into focused progress, often within seconds. No complex productivity system, no willpower sermons. Just 3 steps you can do anywhere now and reuse endlessly. Why this matters? Modern attention is not a fixed commodity, it's a series of momentary choices. Each time you fail to control the moment, you hand the next 10-30 minutes to the default system, notifications novelty. The Pause Prime Protect Loop gives you a tiny, repeatable intervention that redirects those moments toward your priorities consistently. Here's the model in a single line you can memorize. Pause to reclaim physiology. Prime to make the goal concrete. Protect with a simple friction that anchors behavior. Step 1. Pause, 0-3 seconds. The first act is the shortest but most powerful. When you notice the urge to switch, after opening a new tab, when your phone vibrates before you click, the moment you feel the pull, pause for 1 deep exhale. Don't inhale and hold. Exhale slowly for about 3 seconds, feeling your diaphragm engage. Neuroscience shows breath-driven exhalations engage the parasympathetic system and reduce immediate reactivity. Label the moment silently. Say to yourself, pause. This tiny metacognitive label plus exhale interrupts the automatic chain of distraction. Step 2. Prime, 10-30 seconds. After the pause, prime your mind with one ultra-specific tiny target. The star rule here is make the target visible, measurable, and micro-sized. Instead of work on the project, prime. Write 1 sentence that states the thesis of this section. Instead of study, prime. Read and highlight 1 paragraph and write 1 bullet. Take 10-30 seconds to visualize the single next deliverable and name it out loud or in your head. Then set a micro deadline, 60, 90, or 180 seconds. The purpose of priming is to convert vague intention into a small, bounded request your brain can reward. The shorter the time window and the more concrete the deliverable, the higher the chance you'll start and sustain focus. Step 3. Protect, 300 seconds and beyond. Immediately create a low-cost barrier that prevents immediate derailment. This is not heavy-handed isolation, it's simple friction that blocks impulsive switching. Options include flip your phone face down and put it at least an arm's length away. Enable a 10-minute sight blocker with a single tap. Many apps let you toggle quickly. Commit aloud. I will check messages after I finish this 3-minute block, or physically close unrelated tabs and leave only the active file visible. The protect step must be effortless. If it takes more than 10 seconds to enact, it becomes a new distraction. Combine protect with a small external cue. Start a visible timer, open a blank document titled with the target, or put a sticky note on the corner of your screen with the 1-line aim. That external cue signals to your brain that this is a bounded experiment, not an indefinite ask. Together, Pause Prime Protect form a compact loop you can repeat through a work session. Now let's make this vivid with 3 real-world scenes so you can feel how trivial the actions are and how big the effect becomes. Scene A, the meeting exit. You step out of a team call and your chat lights up. Pause, exhale and say pause. Prime, decide. I will write a 1-line summary of my action items. Protect, open a notes file titled Meeting Action Line and set a 90-second timer. Result. You crystallize tasks while they're fresh and the urge to check chat gets channeled into productive closure. Scene B, the creative start. You want to write but the blank page freezes you. Pause, exhale and say pause. Prime, state, write the first sentence that answers why this matters. Protect, hide unrelated windows, set a 5-minute timer and write without editing. Result, you get structural content instead of getting lost in perfection. Scene C, the phone pull. A notification appears and your thumb moves. Pause, exhale, say pause. Prime, decide. I will check notifications in 15 minutes. Now I'll do one 3-minute focused task. Protect. Flip the phone face down and move it to another surface. Result: you reclaim the next minutes for deep attention. Why this works? Brief science. 2 core mechanisms are in play. First, the combination of labeling and breath engages metacognitive control and lowers the emotional intensity of an impulse, reducing limbic-driven impulsivity. Second, priming plus external cues leverages the brain's reward economy. Completing a micro-deliverable produces a small but reliable dopamine pulse that reinforces the loop. Protecting removes the low-friction options that would otherwise win. Together, they change the probability distribution of outcomes at the micro scale, and these micro wins compound. How to practice so this becomes automatic. Practice A, the 7x3 rule for week 1. For 7 days, aim to use pause, prime, protect at least 3 times per workday. Choose predictable anchor points after each meeting, before checking email, and when you open a new document. Keep a quick tally. 3 ticks a day is progress. Practice B, the daily 2-minute rehearsal. At the start or end of each day, spend 2 minutes deliberately going through the loop with a small hypothetical task. The benefits are surprising. The brain practices the muscle and reduces friction during real impulses. Practice C, the visible cue ritual. Create a small visual icon, an actual sticky dot on your monitor, a wristband, or a short phrase in your taskbar, so the loop has an external reminder. Repetition with a stable reminder cements habit faster than vague intention. Troubleshooting common obstacles. Obstacle 1, I forget to pause. Fix, use environmental anchors. For the first week, attach the loop to a recurrent physical action. When you stand from your chair, pause, inhale, exhale, then prime. Anchoring to an existing ritual reduces reliance on memory. Obstacle 2, priming feels fake, too prescriptive. Fix, your prime is an experiment. Making it testable reduces anxiety. A micro deadline transforms abstract pressure into a short trial. If the prime fails, you rescue by iterating. Reduce the deliverable further. Obstacle 3, protecting interrupts collaboration. Fix, make your protect period norm-friendly. Communicate, set expectations with teammates. I'll be heads down for a focused 15-minute block. Ping me after that. A culture of short, declared focus windows improves group productivity. Advanced variations for complex tasks. Variation A, chain mode. For larger projects, break the work into a chain of 3 microprimes and use pause, prime, protect at the start of each micro unit. After each shipped micro output, take a 10-20 second reset pause. Variation B, the social accountability trigger. Share your micro prime with a peer. Text them the 1-line target and a timer. Socializing the micro commitment increases odds of shipping and turns small wins into social reinforcement. Variation C, the retrain when distracted protocol. If you break before the micro deadline, pause and do a 20-second recovery routine. 3 slow exhales, a 1-sentence journal note about what broke your focus, and a restated smaller prime. This rapid self-audit trains error tolerance without surrendering to distraction. 2-week adoption plan you can implement today. Week 1, use pause, prime, protect at least 3 times daily on predictable anchors. Keep a simple tally and 1-line notes about outcomes. Week 2, increase to 5 uses daily. Add the daily 2-minute rehearsal and start chaining microprimes for 1 medium project. At the end of week 2 review, did your average uninterrupted focus blocks increase? Did you ship more micro deliverables? Adjust targets for week 3, measurement and motivation. Track 2 simple metrics in a tiny notebook or a digital note. Number of successful microblocks per day and 1 concrete shipped artifact per day. A sentence, a saved file, a sent email. Seeing these numbers climb creates intrinsic motivation and visible proof that the loop works. The mindset that keeps this humane. This method is not punishment, it's compassion for how attention actually works. Pause. Prime Protect reduces shame by replacing self-blame with a practical strategy. When you miss, treat it as data. What pulled you, and how will you change the protect step next time? Small, compassionate experiments beat harsh self-regulation. A final short exercise you can do right now. Notice the next impulse to switch. Pause and exhale. Say, pause. Prime 1 micro-target you can do in 90 seconds, and enact a 1-line protect. Phone away, timer on. Do it 3 times today and observe how your sense of control shifts. The last word, focus is not an all-or-nothing trait. It is a sequence of tiny choices. Turn the habitual first move, the pause, into a weapon for attention. Make it a ritual. Prime a concrete first step and protect it with effortless friction. Over days, this tiny loop rewires how your day begins, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, you build unshakable focus from a single deliberate pause.